It started like any other evening, quiet, ordinary, the kind where nothing seems out of place. A 71-year-old man, known for his warm smile and gentle nature, went about his day as he always did. Family and friends admired his resilience and ability to enjoy life despite his age. He had no known major health issues, no alarming signs, and his daily routine was the same as it had been for years. But that night, as he settled into bed with his usual routine, something unexpected happened. When the morning light crept through the curtains, his family was met with a heart-wrenching shock. He had passed away in his sleep. There were no dramatic symptoms or obvious signs of illness, just a silent departure that left everyone reeling in disbelief. It was a tragic reminder that sometimes the smallest habits, ones we take for granted over the years, can have unforeseen consequences. As we age, our bodies change, and routines that were once harmless might begin to pose serious risks. Tonight, I want to share with you a deep dive into 4 common nighttime habits that, if left unexamined, could be putting your health at risk. These aren't radical lifestyle changes. They are subtle, everyday practices that most of us have adopted without giving them much thought. But for those of us over 70, even these seemingly innocuous routines can contribute to significant health issues, including an increased risk of heart attacks, strokes, and even sudden death. Let me take you on a journey through each habit, exploring not only what happens in our bodies when we indulge in these routines, but also how small changes can make a big difference in our overall well-being. First, let's consider the habit of eating heavy meals too close to bedtime. When we're young, our bodies are more resilient. A large dinner might have little effect on our sleep, and we often dismiss the occasional late meal as harmless indulgence. But as we grow older, the way our body processes food changes dramatically. Our metabolism slows down, and our digestive system no longer operates with the efficiency it once did. When you consume a heavy meal in the late evening, a rich pasta dish, a greasy burger, or even a large serving of a favorite comfort food, your body is forced to work overtime. Imagine this scenario. It's a cool evening, and after a long day, you sit down with a sumptuous dinner. The meal is delicious and you feel satisfied. But as you prepare for bed, your body is still busy digesting. Your stomach is hard at work, churning the food and producing acids and enzymes to break it down. In a younger person, this might be a normal part of the process, but as we age, the system isn't as agile. The extra work your body has to do interferes with the natural winding down that should occur before sleep. One of the most common consequences is acid reflux. As you lie down, gravity no longer helps keep the stomach contents where they belong. The acid can creep back up into your esophagus, causing that familiar burning sensation known as heartburn. For some, it might even trigger bouts of coughing or choking that abruptly wake you from your sleep. Over time, repeated exposure to this discomfort can lead to a condition called gastroesophageal reflux disease, GERD, which not only disrupts your sleep, but can also lead to more serious complications. And there's another side to this problem that isn't immediately obvious. Heavy meals, especially those rich in fats and carbohydrates, can cause significant spikes in your blood sugar levels. For someone who is at risk of diabetes or already has metabolic issues, these fluctuations put an added strain on the body. The combination of high blood sugar and a heavy digestive load forces the heart to work harder at a time when it should be in a state of rest. This extra strain over the years can increase your risk of developing heart disease, and in some cases, it might even trigger a sudden cardiac event. Think about a scenario where every night you enjoy a large hearty meal at 8 or 9 p.m. Initially, it might not seem like a problem, but night after night, your body never gets the chance to fully relax and transition into a restorative state. Instead, it remains in a kind of constant alert mode, working hard to digest food when it should be conserving energy for repair and recovery. This constant strain might eventually lead to chronic conditions that you never saw coming. And if you have pre-existing conditions, even mild ones, the added burden of late-night digestion could tip the balance into something far more serious. So, what can be done about this? The solution is surprisingly simple. Instead of eating a heavy meal just before bed, try to finish your main meal at least 3 to 4 hours earlier. This gives your body plenty of time to digest properly and helps avoid the pitfalls of reflux and fluctuating blood sugar. And if you find that you're a bit hungry later in the evening, choose something light. Maybe a small piece of fruit, a handful of nuts, or a warm cup of herbal tea. These alternatives are easier on your digestive system and allow you to settle into sleep without that extra burden. Now, let's move on to another routine that many of us don't think twice about: drinking too many fluids right before bed. We're all aware that staying hydrated is essential for good health. Water, after all, is life. But as we age, the dynamics of hydration change. Our kidneys and bladder, which once worked efficiently to manage our fluid balance, begin to slow down. The muscles around the bladder weaken, reducing its capacity to hold urine for long periods. As a result, if you drink a large amount of liquid close to bedtime, you're likely to find yourself waking up multiple times in the middle of the night. At first, this might seem like a minor inconvenience, a brief interruption in an otherwise peaceful night's sleep. However, the reality is that each time you wake up, your body's natural sleep cycle is disrupted. Deep restorative sleep phases are interrupted, and your body never gets the chance to fully recover. Over time, this fragmented sleep can lead to chronic fatigue, reduced cognitive function, and even mood disturbances. But there's a further, less obvious risk: the possibility of a fall. Picture this: you're fast asleep, and suddenly you're awakened by the urge to go to the bathroom. It's dark, and your mind is still half asleep. You stumble out of bed, perhaps not giving yourself enough time to adjust to the sudden movement. In that vulnerable moment, your blood pressure might drop suddenly, a condition known as postural hypotension. This drop can cause dizziness or even fainting. For seniors, such falls are not just minor mishaps. They can lead to serious injuries such as fractures, head trauma, or even long-term disability. The solution here, as with heavy meals, is about timing and moderation. Instead of consuming large amounts of liquid right before bed, aim to shift your fluid intake to earlier in the day. Make it a point to drink most of your water during the morning and afternoon hours. As the evening approaches, gradually decrease the amount you drink. And if you must have something in the night, take small sips instead of chugging a full glass. It's also important to be mindful of hidden fluids. Soups, fruits, and even certain medications contribute to your overall hydration. And if you enjoy caffeinated beverages like tea or coffee, be aware that caffeine is a diuretic and can exacerbate the problem, making it even more likely that you'll need to wake up during the night. Next, let's talk about your sleeping environment. Many of us cherish a warm, cozy bedroom. It feels safe, inviting, and perfect for a good night's sleep. However, for those over 70, an overly warm sleeping environment can actually be a hidden danger. As our bodies age, their ability to regulate temperature diminishes. We no longer produce sweat as effectively, and our internal cooling systems don't work as efficiently as they once did. When you sleep in a room that is too warm, your body struggles to lower its core temperature, a crucial step in entering the deep, restorative stages of sleep. Consider what happens when you sleep in a warm room. Your body is forced to work harder to try and cool down. Your heart rate might remain elevated, and your metabolism may not slow as it should. This extra effort can place undue strain on your cardiovascular system, particularly if you already have issues like high blood pressure or heart disease. There's also the risk of dehydration. A warm room can lead to increased sweating, even if you don't consciously notice it, and this mild dehydration can thicken your blood, increasing the likelihood of clots, which in turn raises the risk of heart attacks or strokes. The ideal temperature for sleep, according to most experts, is between 60 and 67 degrees Fahrenheit. This cooler environment helps your body naturally lower its core temperature, which is essential for entering the deep healing phases of sleep. When your body is allowed to rest in a cooler room, you not only sleep better, but you also reduce the stress on your heart. And achieving this ideal sleeping environment doesn't have to be complicated. It might be as simple as adjusting your thermostat, using a small fan, or even opening a window for some fresh air if the weather allows. You can also swap out heavy blankets for lighter, more breathable materials like cotton. These small changes can have a profound impact on your sleep quality. In fact, many seniors who make a conscious effort to keep their bedrooms cool report not only better sleep, but also an overall improvement in their energy levels and mood during the day. Finally, let's address something that many of us rarely think about: the way we sleep. The position in which you rest might seem like a matter of personal comfort, something that you choose based on habit or preference. But as we age, the way you position your body during sleep can have significant implications for your health. Our muscles, joints, and circulatory systems change over time, and what once was comfortable can become problematic. For many seniors, sleeping on their back, a position that might have worked well in their youth, can start to cause problems. When you sleep on your back, gravity has a way of working against you. The soft tissues in your throat, including your tongue, can fall backward and partially block your airway. This not only leads to snoring, but can also result in sleep apnea, a condition where your breathing is repeatedly interrupted during the night. Sleep apnea puts a great deal of strain on your cardiovascular system. Every time your breathing stops and starts again, your heart must work harder, and over time, these repeated interruptions can contribute to high blood pressure, heart disease, and even sudden cardiac events. On the other hand, sleeping on your left side offers several benefits, especially for older adults. This position helps to promote better blood circulation and can alleviate the pressure on your heart. When you sleep on your left side, gravity aids in the natural flow of blood, reducing the workload on your heart and ensuring that oxygen is efficiently distributed throughout your body. Additionally, for those prone to acid reflux or heartburn, sleeping on the left side can prevent stomach acid from backing up into the esophagus, thus reducing discomfort and the risk of developing GERD. If you find it challenging to adjust your sleeping position, there are practical ways to help your body adapt. A supportive body pillow can be a game changer. It not only provides comfort, but also helps to keep you in the desired position throughout the night. Some people find that placing a small pillow between their knees helps maintain proper alignment and reduces pressure on the lower back. Others might try elevating their head slightly with a supportive pillow, which can help keep the airways open and prevent snoring or sleep apnea. These are small changes, but over time, they can lead to significant improvements in the quality of your sleep and overall health. I know that changing long-established routines can seem overwhelming. Perhaps you've been comfortable with your habits for decades, and the idea of altering them might seem like an unnecessary hassle. But consider this: even one small change can set off a cascade of positive effects. Imagine if, tonight, you decided to have your last hearty meal by 7 p.m. instead of 9 p.m. Or picture yourself gradually reducing the amount of fluid you consume in the evening so that you're not waking up repeatedly during the night. Perhaps you could adjust the thermostat in your bedroom or switch out those heavy blankets for something lighter. And if you tend to sleep on your back, try consciously shifting to your left side with the help of a body pillow. Over time, these adjustments may seem minor, but they work together to create an environment in which your body can truly rest and rejuvenate. When you wake up after a night of quality sleep, you might notice that you're more alert, your mood is brighter, and your body feels less burdened by the strain of the previous day. It's not just about preventing a one-time incident. It's about building a foundation for long-term health and well-being. I understand that this information might come as a surprise to many of you. It's easy to assume that what we've been doing our entire lives is the right way to do things. However, as our bodies change with age, so too must our routines. The way we treat our bodies in our later years can have a profound impact on our overall quality of life. It's about being proactive rather than reactive, about taking small, thoughtful steps now to prevent larger problems down the road. Let me share a couple of stories to illustrate these points. There was an elderly gentleman I once met, let's call him Mr. Ahmed, who had always enjoyed a late dinner, often dining with his family well into the evening. Over time, he began to notice that he was waking up with a persistent burning sensation in his chest, and that his sleep was becoming increasingly restless. Despite having no prior history of heart problems, these symptoms gradually took a toll on his health. It wasn't until he made a conscious effort to finish his dinner earlier in the evening that he began to see improvements. His heartburn diminished, his sleep deepened, and he felt more energetic during the day. His story is a powerful reminder that sometimes even the smallest adjustments can have life-changing benefits. Then there was Mrs. Begum, a lively 75-year-old who prided herself on staying well hydrated throughout the day. However, she had a habit of drinking large glasses of water right before bed. One night, after getting up to use the bathroom several times, she lost her balance and suffered a minor fall. Although she recovered quickly, the incident was a wake-up call. Mrs. Begum began to spread the word among her friends about the importance of adjusting one's fluid intake. By making a few simple changes, like drinking more in the morning and early afternoon and just taking a few sips in the evening, she was able to prevent further disruptions to her sleep and reduce the risk. And then there's the story of Mr. Khan, who loved the comfort of a warm bedroom. He cranked up the thermostat every night during the winter months, believing that a cozy room would lead to better sleep. Instead, he found himself waking up frequently, drenched in sweat, and feeling parched. His doctor explained that his body was overworking to regulate its temperature, and that the excessive heat was actually preventing him from reaching the deep sleep necessary for true recovery. Mr. Khan's experience taught him that a cooler room might not be as immediately comforting as a warm one, but it's far more beneficial for long-term health. He eventually made the switch, and over the course of several weeks, he noticed a marked improvement in his sleep quality and overall energy levels. Finally, consider the common habit of sleeping in positions that might seem comfortable, but are actually detrimental in the long run. Many of us simply fall asleep in whatever position we're in without giving it a second thought. However, as Mr. Ali discovered, sleeping on his back started causing him breathing problems. He would often wake up gasping for air, and his family began to worry. After discussing the issue with his doctor, Mr. Ali learned that sleeping on his left side could help alleviate these problems by promoting better circulation and keeping his airways open. With the help of a supportive pillow and a few adjustments to his sleeping position, he was able to enjoy a more restful night's sleep and significantly reduce his symptoms. Now, as we sit here reflecting on these stories and the science behind them, it's clear that the way we approach our nighttime routines can have a profound impact on our health. It's not about creating fear or worrying excessively about every little habit. It's about awareness and making informed choices. Each of the 4 habits we've discussed is something that many of us have adopted over the years, often without even realizing that they might be contributing to long-term health issues. The good news is that these risks aren't set in stone. With a few thoughtful changes, you can significantly reduce your risk of serious complications and enjoy better, more restorative sleep. As you consider these insights, I invite you to take a moment tonight to reflect on your own habits. What does your evening routine look like? Are you eating heavy meals too close to bedtime? Do you tend to drink a lot of fluids right before you sleep? Is your bedroom environment optimally set for cool, uninterrupted sleep? And what about your sleeping position? Could a small adjustment help you breathe better and support your heart more effectively? It might seem like a lot to think about, but remember that even one small change can make a big difference. Perhaps tonight you could try finishing your dinner a bit earlier, or tomorrow you might adjust the thermostat in your room. Over time, as you begin to implement these changes, you may find that your sleep becomes deeper, your energy levels improve, and your overall quality of life is enhanced. There is no magic bullet, no overnight solution. Instead, it's a gradual process of tuning into your body's needs and adapting your habits accordingly. You might start with one adjustment and slowly add another as you become more comfortable with the changes. And as you do, you may find that these small improvements not only enhance your sleep, but also positively affect other areas of your life, your mood, your cognitive function, and your physical well-being. I know that change can be difficult, especially when it comes to routines that have been part of your life for so long. But think of it this way. By taking control of your nighttime habits, you are investing in your future. You are choosing to prioritize your health, to allow your body the chance to repair and rejuvenate, and to reduce the risks that can come with aging. It's about being proactive, about making the choice today to build a foundation for a healthier tomorrow. So, as you prepare for bed tonight, remember these simple guidelines. Give your body the time it needs to digest by finishing your meal early. Adjust your fluid intake so that you're not interrupted by too many trips to the bathroom. Create a cool, comfortable sleep environment that allows your body to relax fully. And pay attention to the way you sleep. Experiment with positions that support better breathing and circulation. These are not radical changes, but rather gentle adjustments that, over time, can lead to significant improvements in your health and quality of life. I invite you to share your own experiences. Have you noticed that a late dinner leaves you feeling uncomfortable the next morning? Or maybe you've experienced the frustration of disrupted sleep due to too many nighttime bathroom trips. Perhaps you've experimented with different sleep positions and found that one works better for you than another. By sharing your experiences and learning from one another, we can build a community that supports healthy aging and embraces the small changes that lead to big rewards. In closing, I want to thank you for taking the time to consider these insights. I hope that by reflecting on these habits and making small adjustments, you can help ensure that every night becomes a chance for true, restorative sleep, a chance for your body to heal, recharge, and prepare for another day. Remember, your health is your most valuable asset, and even the simplest changes in your routine can have lasting positive effects. Thank you for watching and for being part of this journey toward better health. If you found this message valuable, please share it with those you care about. Let's spread the word about the importance of mindful, healthy nighttime routines. And if you have any tips, questions, or personal stories, I'd love to hear them. Together, we can create a future where we all enjoy safer, more rejuvenating sleep, tonight, tomorrow, and for many years to come. Sleep well, take care, and remember, sometimes the smallest changes lead to the biggest